Hello, Seahawk Nation, and welcome back to another edition of Seahawk Weekly with Coach Myles Russ, presented by Bud's Chicken and Seafood. I'm your host, Danny Solomon, the voice of the Seahawks, and as always, it is so nice to be here with you today. Coach, we got to talk about this last week.
Yes.
This was probably the most impressive performance by the team throughout the whole season. I mean, top to bottom, 45-0. You take the victory on homecoming night. Just talk about the game altogether.
It was great for us to respond the way we did in every phase of the game. I was really happy and proud of the team. Just continue to get better. We talked about human nature, not trying to, give in to that and trying to want more for our program. And I thought the kids did a really good job, not even just the players, but the coaches of getting them ready and prepared. So really excited about it. But now we're on to the next one.
And the next one, we'll talk about that after the break, but I do want to focus a little bit on the defense right now. They got the shutout.
Yes.
I believe it's the 7th shutout in program history. It was just one of those games where they were clicking on all cylinders. I mean, even the last play of the game, it went down to the dramatic final play, the untimed down, trying to make sure that you got the shutout. So just talk about the defensive performance and how happy you were. Do you feel like they're hitting their stride?
Yeah, I think as a whole program, I feel like we're hitting our stride, but we just got to continue to keep it going. I think Coach Davila and assistant coaches really are getting those guys prepared the right way, and they have been doing it the whole year. But, we after that Florida Memorial game, we had to have a self-reflection of the whole program, and I thought those guys made some adjustments, and it's really paying off for us. And I'm so happy and proud of those guys that just continuing to work and understanding that they could get better, and not just them but the whole team. And they're responding very well, and I love how our second team and third team guys were able to get that last stop at the end of the game. I thought that was very important for them to continue to hold the standard that the guys in front of them held for the entire game. So, for me, I wasn't going to take those guys out. I felt like they deserved the right to be out there, and they work hard. They get our guys prepared and scout team and helping our guys out on a continuous basis all the way through the week. And I was really happy of those guys. And I was happy of our players, of how they responded, of being happy for their teammates' success. We were storming the field like it was a game winner, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, you're storming the field in the middle of a storm.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, how much fun is it to play in that type of environment? I mean, it's South Florida, so you never know when it's going to come, but once it started coming, it never stops.
Yeah. Once you drenched with rain, and at the end of the day, it just ended up being more and more fun for our guys, and that's what it's all about. Their intent and being happy for one another, and I thought it was really good for us to kind of show the world our culture, what we have going on here, and it was very exciting.
Last week we talked about the wide receiver core. This week we're going to be talking with Jaden Miller a little bit later, so I do want to talk about the running back. The whole running back core, but also your philosophy when it comes to running backs, because I get a sense of under Coach Socha, it was a lead back type of thing. It was Marquise Burgess is the lead back, everybody else gets their touches, but he's the guy. But ever since you've taken over, you've kind of had that dynamic duo in the backfield that you've relied on last year with Jaden Meisinger and Andrew Burnett. This year, you have another dynamic duo in Jaden Miller and Dylan Simon. So is that your philosophy, that you like the two running back core?
Yeah, absolutely. Those guys have done a great job of putting us in really good positions in terms of the style of play they are able to have, and being physical, and also being able to catch the ball out the backfield and protect the quarterback in blitz pickup. So that's very important. One thing I have learned, it definitely helps. We play a lot of games. I tell all the recruits, when you come here, be prepared to have a 15-week season every year, and that's our goal. So knowing, understanding that, making sure that we are able to have some more backs that can help us get to where we need to get to at the end of the year and be as healthy as we can be. And that's one thing I've learned, over the years of, obviously it's really good to have one back, but it's tough, the wear and tear, the physicality of the conference, the physicality of the game in general. Trying to get those guys a breather and trying to find their groove as well. So it's definitely, Coach Wake has done a great job with the running backs of making sure who has a high hand, what we have within a specific situation, letting those guys finish drives when needed, and if they need a break, get them out. And so I think it's just trying to have a feel of the game, and I think Coach Wake has done a great job of making sure he helped us that.
Yeah, it's a true thunder and lightning situation in the backfield. I mean, combined, they're over 1,000 all-purpose yards. I believe 17 touchdowns combined between the two of them. And then you still got guys like Bo Beard and Adam Philp that could also come in and just punish you continuously. I mean, it's been a very impressive performance in the running back core, but it was one of the question marks entering the season for you is who was going to step up. I mean, Jaden Miller last year, he was third on the depth chart. Now he gets elevated all the way to the number one spot. So just talk about his ability to seize the opportunity when it was given to him.
I think that's the culture that we have, the next man up mentality that we have for this program. And Jaden Miller is not the only guy. It's a lot of guys that you never heard of before this year. Like we talked about last week with Dallas DeSouza, everybody trying to wonder what we're going to do there. Even on the defensive side of the ball with some of our safeties and corners that, wasn't able to get as much of an opportunity, but now they're getting a big opportunity because it's next man up mentality. So I give those guys so much credit of being ready to go. We knew Jaden Miller. So happy and proud of him of just trusting the process. Coming here red shirt and being behind Jaden Meisinger and Andrew Burnett, watching those guys and kind of learning from those guys and understanding that his time will come, but he has to continue to work. And I think that's what he's been doing. And now I told him that now he's the guy. It's a totally different mindset that you have to have. Because you got to do everything right on and off the field. And that's one thing that I think he has done and he's going to continue to do. And I'm excited for him just the future for him with this program.
And this program has been elevated consistently ever since you've taken over, so congratulations when it comes to that. We're going to have a little bit more with Coach Russ when we return right after this commercial break. At this time, Kaiser Athletics would like to thank our proud sponsors. Banyan Printing and Signs. Bud's Chicken and Seafood. Chick-fil-A. Delta Hotels by Marriott. Duffy's Sports Grill. ESPN 106.3 FM. FPL. The Hampton Inn. Jersey Mike's. Kona Ice. Lifetime Steel Buildings. McKebb's. The Palm Beach County Sports Commission. Palm Beach Juniors. Playa Bowls. And Rip Print. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Danny Solomon. He's Myles Russ, and you are watching Seahawk Weekly, presented by our friends over at Bud's Chicken and Seafood. So, Coach, now we're going to turn our attention to this upcoming week. You head back on the road. You're going to Ave Maria. What's the mindset heading into this matchup?
We got to be prepared, man. Just like every other week, going to Ave at night is always a crazy environment and the things that happen. I've been here for 7 to 8 years, and so we always have to understand and know, going up to Ave, man, it gets pretty crazy. And that's what I'm really excited about our team, about how we're going to respond after a big win like we had this past week. Continue to stay focused, continue to, trust the process in terms of process over results and, how we get in there. And I think now the guys are starting to understand, when you trust the process and you're doing what's right with the process, you normally get the results that you want. So really excited to, come out, be prepared, be ready to go, and try to get another win for the program.
After back-to-back weeks at home, are you excited to get back out on the road?
No, I love being at home. My family loves us at home as well. It's nothing like being at home, seeing my family, wife, my girls, being able to watch. Also my parents are here every game, and that's why I love it. And that's just, speaking for myself, but even for our kids and our assistant coaches, being able to have that family environment, Seahawk Nation being with us. No, it's always fun to be at home, and we're trying to earn the right for us to continue to take it one day at a time and earn the right of being at home for the playoffs if we're able to take care of business, not like we're trying to. So no, it's nothing like being at home. Honestly, it's a different deal going away, and we take the challenge every week. But I love being with Seahawk Nation.
I mean, the reason why I ask is because I've heard from so many different coaches over the years that those road trips are where you build the chemistry, where you get that team camaraderie that you can take with you for the rest of the year. So I know it's not a very long trip this time, but what is something that you like to do on road trips to try and build that chemistry with your team?
I think going back to our early game, against Indiana Wesleyan, I thought we built a lot of chemistry, driving up to Indiana. I know our coaches and players might not want to hear that from me, going up there, but it was something that we needed as a program, breaking bread with each other, going to eating out and being on the bus and listening to those guys, crack jokes and, having a good time. I think that's very important for a program. And then it's less distractions, I would say. Being at home, everybody's around and it's more distractions. But I think it's only a distraction if you make it a distraction as a program. And I think our guys been doing a good job of not making it as much of a distraction being at home. But it is sometimes good to get them away, that it's only ourselves, on the team that's part of it. And then we're just focused on the game.
I mean, focusing on the game right now, historically, you've had the number for Ave Maria. They do have a victory all the way back in 2018.
Yes,
you actually are probably
one
of the only people that were around at that time. So question being, what is one thing you want to see from the offense this week, and what is one thing you want to see from the defense this week?
Offensively speaking, just continue to try to, own the line of scrimmage, and I think we've been doing a great job of running the football and being balanced, being able to throw the ball as well, protecting the quarterback. Shea Spencer has been doing a great job for us, but it's not a coincidence when he has time, and those guys are making plays on the perimeter. So just continue to try to do those things defensively, stopping the run. And that's always one of our core values, being up front, being strong up front, and then making sure that, when they do want to take those shots, our DBs are there and with the right technique. And even special teams, I think, has been doing a really good job this year with Coach O'Rourke and Coach Kelleher leading that phase of the game, really getting our guys prepared. So hopefully we can get one kickoff return or punt return to the house. That would be nice. But those are things that I want every game. So I'm really looking forward to that.
We're all looking forward to it. We're going to check it out this Saturday at 7 p.m. as the Seahawks travel to Ave Maria to take on the Gyrenes. Coach, thanks once again for being here.
Right.
We'll be back in just a moment with running back phenom Jaden Miller right after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning into this week's Seahawk Weekly presented by Bud's Chicken and Seafood. We are now joined by running back superstar Jaden Miller. Jaden, thanks for being here.
Appreciate it.
So I wanted to ask you a little bit about what got you into football. So first and foremost, do you remember the first time you played?
I do, actually. It was really my dad that got me into football. Funny story, he said I was a little crybaby when I was a baby. So he was like, nah, we ain't gonna have that. So he just threw me into football. And I really started playing corner my first year. And then the second year, it was like, you pretty fast. So they put me at running back. And I've just been playing running back ever since.
I was gonna ask you if you played a different position first or if it was always running back. So that's actually very interesting. Did you like playing cornerback, or was it always, I'd rather have the ball in my hand?
I mean, I really don't too much remember But I just remember like playing running back. I always loved it, having the ball in my hand.
What age did you start playing, you think?
Like 5, 6.
Okay. And who was the running back that you wanted to try and emulate when you were younger and even now to this day?
Well, they always called me Eric Dickerson because I had the goggles and I was fast, and we was also like built the same way. So I'd probably say him.
That's great. Is that you don't hear that very often from guys your age because that is before your time.
Yeah.
So that is very interesting that you have that knowledge. Was that something that you always knew about Eric Dickerson back in the day? Like, was that your team, the Rams, growing up?
Nah, it was never my team. It was just something that was brought upon me, something that people always told me who I look like, who I run like. So I just researched it, and I just always went with it.
Interesting. I mean, you grew up in Miami, so you had some pretty good running backs when you were growing up back in the day. I mean, was Ricky Williams the quarterback or the running back at the time when you were growing up? Did you have the Ronnie Brown years?
Nah, I'd probably say Dalvin Cook.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very interesting. So when you're in Miami and you're trying to make your decision on where you're going to go to college, what made you decide Kaiser University?
Kaiser University was just the team that showed like they really wanted me. The culture, it was good. We came on a visit. They took us, I forgot what it's called, but it's like Top Golf. We had a good time out there. And yeah, it was like the team that showed the most interest.
I mean, and rightfully so, because you came in your first year, we won the national championship, and then you come back, obviously, I believe you redshirted your first year, and then you were a freshman. So as a freshman, you're third on the depth chart, you're behind Meisinger and Burnett. Now this year, you're propelled all the way up to the 1 spot. Did you feel some pressure coming into this year to perform?
Not at all. I feel like my freshman year, obviously I redshirted. Then my second year I came in, I played a little bit towards like the middle of the season. I started playing a lot more. I got used to the system. And coming in this year, I just felt like they built me to the point where I need to be the number 1 running back.
I mean, you have done an outstanding job this year, 650 all-purpose yards. You've got 10 touchdowns already on the year. So I wanted to ask you, what is your mindset when you get the ball on first and second down? Are you hoping for a run to the outside, or are you the type of running back that feeds off the contact and you want to go right down the gut?
Basically, the way our offense is set up, I have to be the guy to go down the gut, get the purpose, the 4-3 yards, and the type of running back I am with the speed I have. Obviously, if it's not there, I'm gonna try to go outside, do what I have to do to make sure I get the yards I need.
And you have the ability to do it. You've shown it time and time again, but it's not just you back there. You've got Dylan Simon back there as well. You guys have combined for 17 touchdowns this year. You're over 1,000 all-purpose yards as a dynamic duo. So just talk about what it's like to be able to share the backfield with one of your team captains.
Dylan Simon, he's a great person even off the field, but even on the field, it's always good to have a dynamic duo at running back, especially to have somebody like you go out and you tired and you get the same energy coming in. So it's not like it's a win-win situation either way, if me or Dylan Simon's in the game.
And now I want to try and turn our attention to this week very quickly. So you're heading to Ave Maria. This is a team where historically Kaiser has had their number, but anything could happen on any given day. So you got to make sure this isn't a trap game. So how are you going to stay focused, and what are you expecting from the offense in this game?
Of course, I'm going to stay focused, can't get complacent. The offense is not going to get complacent. We're going to continue to take shots, continue to run the ball, and I like it. We're playing a number 1 opponent.
And you're going to see how it all unfolds as Jaden and the Seahawks travel to Ave Maria to take on the Gyrenes this Saturday at 7 p.m. You can check the action out on the Urban Edge Network. Jaden, thank you for being here.
Appreciate you.
For Jaden and Coach Russ, I'm Danny Solomon, the voice of the Seahawks, saying thank you for tuning in to this edition of Seahawk Weekly, presented by Bud's Chicken and Seafood. Until next time, so long, Seahawk Nation.